Alright, for today we're going to be ranking every single Star Wars game from worst to best. And next week we'll probably do the movies. We will see. I might not. I think I'm going to make this a weekly thing on Sundays from now on, where we just do rankings on a tier list. Because it's really easy to make. And plus it gets a lot of people pissed off. Anyway, let's just get it started. There's obviously a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tier lists, and there's an 8 one, like I've never played it or watched it. I'm going to also be judging games that I've not played, but I've seen. For their opinions might be controversial. Anyway, let's start with the first game, which is Star Wars. It doesn't have a name. Just Star Wars Super Nintendo. Okay, I'll be honest with you, never played or watched it. Anyway, let's talk about the next game. Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. It was one of my games in my childhood. I thought it was a really good game. The Complete Saga was really good. I remember playing it on the Wii. I actually played it on the PC this year, surprisingly, for the first time. And it's quite bad in the PC because there's a lot of audio issues you get on the PC version, which is really annoying. If I never get to experience it properly on the PC, but I've not played the game for like 10 years, maybe longer. It came out in 2007, so maybe longer. What do I think? I think it's actually a really good game. I think it's the best. I'll be honest, I think it's the best. It's the best Lego game. So there's the original trilogy, and it also has the new not the new trilogy, the original trilogy, and the Clone Wars, not Clone Wars episode 1, 2, and 3, the prequels. Force Unleashed 2. I got to be honest with you, Force Unleashed 2 was quite a short game. You could complete it in 3 hours. It had a lot of flaws. I would say it's a downgrade to the first game. For what would I give to Force Unleashed 2? I think it's not bad, but it's just a little bit too short. It's a little bit too competitive. That's the problem with all Force Unleashed games, very competitive. Anyway, next game. Star Wars Battlefront 1, 2004. Oh, this is a really good Star Wars game, I'll be honest with you. I love this game. I played this game on PlayStation 2 back in the day, and it was amazing. I got it on PC as well, like a year or two when it came to Steam on PC, and it's kind of dead on PC. I've never really played it online, but apparently it runs a lot better than Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PC. Yeah, I think it's a really good game. I'd give it an amazing tier. Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars. I need to replay this. I've not played this in years. When did this come out? 11, 10 or something like that. I've not played this since like 2012 or 2013, honestly. This was probably one of the last Star Wars game I actually properly played that was Lego. I can't wait until the new one comes out. I will definitely be playing the new one. For what would I give this game? Be honest with you, it's a good game. I think it's a slight downgrade from the Complete Saga. However, it does remain the classics. The characters don't speak. The characters just make the stupid noise like and the Yoda death sound. To be honest, I don't even remember if the Yoda death sound is as good as the Complete Saga. That classic death sound that everybody knows. Anyway, yeah, I think it's a good game. But I think the Complete Saga is better. Okay, Republic Commandos. Personally, I've not played this, but I've seen a lot, and I need to really play it. I've seen a lot on YouTube, and I've seen a lot. And what I've read from a lot of reviews, it is not a bad game. It was doing the golden age of Star Wars games, which was like 2000 to 2000. I think it was like 2002 or 2003 to 2010. It was honestly the golden age of Star Wars games. There's so many games released at that time and era. What would I give the rating? I'd say it's not bad. I'd say the game does have a lot of flaws. It's an interesting story, and too bad we never got a sequel. It needs a sequel. Which like after Order 66 or something like that. That'd be so cool, but that's never going to happen. Oh yeah, before I do this tier list, there's 2 games that are not on this. First is the new Roblox Squadrons games on it. It just came out this year. Personally, I've not played it, but to be honest, it doesn't even look that good. I'm not a type of flying simulator guy. I don't know what to give it. I think it's probably alright. And the Revenge of the Sith game, I don't believe the Revenge of the Sith game's here as well. For what I give the Revenge of the Sith game, since it's not here. I'd probably give the Revenge of the Sith Trilogy the same. It's not a bad game. It's probably the best game that's linked to the movies out of all of them. It's got some cheesy lines. But there's an ultimate ending where Anakin actually kills Palpatine. Pretty stupid, but it's kind of fun. Anyway, let's talk about the next game. Star Wars Battlefront 1. I don't think this is a bad game, but it really, really did lack content. Apparently got better after the DLC season. Didn't really buy the DLCs until they made them all free. And I need to go and play Star Wars Battlefront 1 in one day again on my console. I'd give it a not bad tier. I think it's improved. I would have originally given it a meh game, but I think it's improved. So it's not bad. Certainly not the best Star Wars game, but it's certainly not the worst Star Wars game. It's got an interesting mechanics. It's only really multiplayer, unfortunately, but I actually did get the Shadow Trooper on that during like the early days of the game. And it was just so fun. It was just fun. Next game. Star Wars Battlefront 2, yeah. Had rated this game a year ago, I would have gave this game a meh rating. And had I rated this game at launch, it would have been terrible or bad. But due to the fact the game has improved over time, and it's not actually a bad game anymore, unfortunately, it no longer gets updates. But it's a really good Star Wars game. No lying, the campaign's fucking awful. And there's not really any mods, is there? There's not really any other mods. So I'd give this game... Sorry, my mic's tangled up. Give this game good. I think it's a good game. I think it's improved over time. Like, originally I probably would have said it's a bad or a meh, the same as the original Battlefront, but they've improved over time. Star Wars Starfighter. I'll be honest with you. I've never played it. Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight 2. Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight 2. Seen a decent amount of this gameplay. It does have some annoying sections on it, if I remember correctly. But it is quite a good game. Yeah, it's a really good game. I've heard from a lot of people who've not personally played it. It has some annoying missions on it, it has some annoying parts. So I'd probably give it the same. Not bad. It's not a bad game. Jedi Knight, is this the original Jedi Knight? I think so. The original Jedi Knight graphics were terrible and it's like a Doom rip-off. What I've heard. So I'd give it a mid tier. I've not played it. I need to play the Jedi Knight franchise, honestly. All them games, I've not played any of them, but I heard the first are the best to a lot of people. And by looking at Steam reviews. Knights of the Old Republic. Oh my god. Remember when BioWare was good before they released shitty games like Anthem and Mass Effect Andromeda? I remember Mass Effect 1, 2 and even 3. Mass Effect 1, 2 and 3. And KOTOR 1 and 2. In fact, KOTOR 2 wasn't made by BioWare. We'll say that in a minute when we get to KOTOR 2, which is a few ways. It's a really good Star Wars game. Yeah, it's just perfect. It's like one of the first games that actually put the story serious. Now, yeah, the turn-based Burst combat in the fight isn't the base, but the whole point is you're fucking Revan. Fucking Revan. He's like one of the most favourite characters ever, which unfortunately kind of got ruined in the Old Republic, which we'll talk about later. For what would I give Knights of the Old Republic 1? It's a masterpiece. It's a great game. Fortunately, I never played this game during its prime, simply because I owned a PlayStation. I didn't own an Xbox. And I certainly didn't own the PlayStation. There were some annoying flaws, like the screen revolution. They need to update. They really need to update Knights of the Old Republic 1. Like, unless you're playing 800 times 600 times 800, unless you're playing that graphics quality, you got to mod the game. But that didn't really bother me when I first played it. I played in the default graphics, and to be honest, I was too interested in the story. I didn't even think of the graphics. But if you're a graphics nerd, yeah, I can see why you would put the game down. And Taris, I do think is a much better plan to start off with than the second game. You start off with a ship, but you start with a ship. No, you don't. You start off like in a space station in the second game. And if you don't know what you're doing in the second game, the first bit takes 3 hours. If you didn't, like the KOTOR 1, I didn't really have to learn anything compared to KOTOR 2. I think KOTOR 2 fixed a lot of annoying things. But anyway, we're not on KOTOR yet. Empire at War. Personally, not played Empire War, but the game looks cool. A lot of people say it looks like a really, really good strategy game. However, people say the ground battles are pretty shit in it, but the air battles are like really, really, really good. But I've not personally played it, but I'll give it a good tier, because from what I've heard, it's a really good Star Wars game. But it does have some minor flaws. Lego Star Wars. The first game of Lego Star Wars. What do I think? For this game in 2005, I'm pretty sure I played this on the Wii as well. I would definitely ever playing this one, the original trilogy, 2006. I don't 100% remember complaining complete slang. The graphics weren't the best. That you can tell the big jump from that to the complete saga. It wasn't a bad game, but it's probably the worst out of the original Star Wars games. Okay, next game, Old Republic. Let's talk about the good Old Republic. Old Republic is like the most replayable game out of all these Star Wars games. It's the most amount of content. If you like MMOs, Old Republic is a masterpiece. However, the stories are not the best. And I've not personally played World of Warcraft, but a lot of people like World of Warcraft over the Old Republic a lot more. I'll give that. And it doesn't have stupid time waitings. Like, you can play the game for free. You can do the first 2 expansions. If it wasn't for the expansions, I'd probably only give the game good tier, but I think the expansions really improved the game because the base stories are kind of shit. But the Eternal Throne and the DLC after the Eternal Throne, it's quite good as well. Onslaught, it's kind of short. Revan DLC is okay. Rise of the Hutt Cartel was a fucking terrible DLC. But the rest of the game's really, 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 really good. But what I give this game? Give it amazing. It's a really, really good Star Wars game. However, it does have a lot of flaws. There's some bugs. It's an MMO, for the graphics are obviously not the best. You can't put the game higher than 200 frames, which kind of sucks. If you like to play in super high frames. Anyway, next Star Wars game. The original trilogy. And the original trilogy was actually an improvement over the original Lego Star Wars, the first game. It's just like the complete saga, but worse. For give it a not bad tier. Knights of the Old Republic 2. Now, this is due to the fact that I don't want to piss off a lot of people. And a lot of people love Knights of the Old Republic 2 over Knights of the Old Republic 1. And I honestly think Knights of the Old Republic is so... I need to make a video about how Knights of the Old Republic 2 is not as good as what people say it is. It was rushed by Obsidian Steed, and during the Prime era, I would say BioWare released better games than Obsidian. But I'm not a Fallout fan. For a lot of people say Fallout Vegas was absolutely amazing, and I don't like Fallout because of the bugs and all that. When I was young, like the wee insects and all that, and the big giant scorpions and all that, I didn't like that when I was a wee kid. If I need to try the games out again one day. Yeah. What do I think? I think it's a masterpiece. It has some flaws, but it's certainly a really, really good game. Anyway, next Star Wars game, Jedi Knight. It's this Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. What I've heard from a lot of people, I've not actually played this, and it looks interesting. Got some old mechanics. And I think it came out before the Old Republic. But it looks like a really, really good Star Wars game. And it plays amazing. I'll give it an amazing tier. Star Wars Rogue Squadrons. This was a 90 game, I think it was a Nintendo 64 or something like that. Personally, not played it, but I've seen a decent amount of gameplay. It looks good, but it doesn't look amazing. From what I've seen, if you play, apparently there's some missions got flaws in it, and that I'll probably give it a not bad tier. I've not personally played it, so don't judge that fully on my rating, because if I don't personally play the game. Anyway, next game, Jedi Fallen Order. I've seen a lot of Jedi Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order looks like a really good start. It's a really good Star Wars game. It's not the best, but it's a really, really good. It's probably one of the better games in the new trilogy. Like of Disney canon, it's probably the best Disney canon. Part of Disney canon. For what would I give this game? I'd give this game amazing. I think it's a really good game. I think it's a really, really good game. But I do think all these games on this list, apart from maybe that, probably better than that game. But the rest of the games I'd say are better. Anyway, Vader Immortal. Now this is a VR game, and I hate VR. VR makes me feel sick. However, from what but I don't need to. But if I'm not in a VR set and I'm watching it, it looks pretty good. It looks kind of interesting. It's a kind of interesting story. It's a VR game. I'd say overall it's a good Star Wars game for a VR. It looks really cool. It looks really, really interesting. I do need to rewatch that game. Anyway, next game, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 1. I think I really like The Force Unleashed 1. I think it was a decent length story, especially the PlayStation 2 versions. PlayStation 2, the V version. I think the Nintendo version was terrible. The PSP version, I unfortunately played the PlayStation 3 version, for I can't give a full opinion on the PlayStation 2 version, but what I've heard is the PlayStation 2 version is really, really good. And it's much better and it's not as competitive. So I'll need to use it in the emulator one day because I don't have a PlayStation 2. But the game was actually good. It was a really good Star Wars game for back in the day. It's a bit unrealistic that you can defeat Darth Vader and all that, but whatever. The Force Awakens Star Wars game. I gotta be honest with you. The Force Unleashed Star Wars, Lego Star Wars game, doesn't look that good to me. I don't have an interest whatsoever in this trilogy, and yeah, I think it's a bad game. Star Wars Battlefront 2, 2005. Holy shit, this is an amazing Star Wars game. I played this game during its prime, like on there, because I had the original. I played the original Xbox as well, and yeah, I hear it's a really, 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 it's a really good game. No, I know it's a really, really good Star Wars game. It spans the movies, it spans the lore. You learn about the 501st Battalion, which is actually interesting. This game has so much content. If you mod it on PC, you can still play it on the Xbox. Apparently, you can't play it on the PlayStation 2, unfortunately, because they never updated it. Obviously, when GameSpy got shut down, and I never played online with the PlayStation 2. If I did have the PlayStation 2, and I probably didn't. Did you need gold? Did you need gold in the original Xbox to play online, or was it free? Let me know in the description, guys, if you know about that. Anyway, yeah, it's a masterpiece. It's just so good. Anyway, next Star Wars game. I've not played this. Don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Elite Squadrons, never played. Don't know what that is. Inquisitor of the Sith, never played that. I think I've heard of that. But I've not played it. Clone Wars. Clone War games have usually been pretty horrible. Wait, is this based on the Clone Wars game? It says based on the Clone Wars game that was released in 2000 when the Clone Wars came out. The movie tie-in game. This might be the movie tie-in game. Very, very cheesy game. Let's just say that. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know why the Revenge of the Sith game's not here, but the Clone Wars game is. And so is the Phantom Menace game. Yeah, it's quite a bad game. Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter looks like an interesting game. I've not actually seen enough gameplay to give a personal opinion of it. It may be a really, really good game, but I don't know how the game plays. I don't know how the combat plays. I've seen some cutscenes of it. It looks like an interesting game. I'll give it a mid tier. I don't know. I've not personally played it. This list is not 100% accurate compared to the movie list, what I'll do next week. Like, I know everything about Star Wars movies, but when it comes to the games, not really good at the 90 games and early 2000 games, I'll be honest. Star Wars Racer. Who the fuck wants to play a game? I think this was released when the Phantom Menace came out. What I've heard is fucking awful. All you do is race. Yeah, it sucks. It's terrible. It's an awful game. The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. This is like the most hated Star Wars game of all time. From when I played it, yeah, I didn't manage to complete it. It was quite annoying. I think it's quite buggy as well on the console. I played it on the console. Yeah, it was terrible. Just like the original series. Just like when the Clone Wars movie. It's like the Clone Wars movie. It's fucking awful. I'm sorry. It's terrible. Not played that. As you say, I'm not a big fan of Starfighter games. PlayStation Regret Squadrons. And also, what's the name of the Battlefront 3 on PlayStation? The PlayStation P, because I played that, but I don't remember the name of it. I'm probably missing it. Anyway, X-Wing Dark Forces. So this was the original Dark Forces, I think, which was released in the 90s. And it looks like a Doom rip-off, to be completely honest with you. What I've seen, I would give it a bad game. I'd say it's bad, I wouldn't say it's horrible. This is the Phantom Menace game. Phantom Menace game sucks. It's terrible. As you can see, there's a lot of Star Wars games I've not played. What's this? PlayStation 1 games. There's probably a couple of these games I've played, and I just can't read it. But I don't really play Star Wars games on Nintendo back in the day and that. These seem like really, really old Star Wars games. I need to go through and play these games one day. Why the fuck is Obi-Wan got a green lightsaber on this game? Explain that to me, guys. When did Obi-Wan have a green lightsaber? Is this episode 2 maybe? Or something like that. I don't know. But it looks... I don't know. It looks like that was made before the Treacles came out. That game. Yeah, that's going to be my tier list. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and also put your list in the description. And I'll see you all next time.